Hi everyone, this is the Battle of Rolica from Command Colors Napoleonics. This is the French first position, so it's the first of the two battles, or the two scenarios of this historical battle. And it's from 17th of August 1808. It's a peninsular war, and in Portugal. So we have our French forces at the bottom of the map, and our Portuguese and British forces at the top. A couple of key things. The river's fordable, so they can cross that, no problem at all. And there are two, the British have two objective hexes. Here and just, where were we? Just there, I believe. And they get a victory banner for those at the end of the turn if they can hold them. What else is there? 5 victory banners for the winner. Pretty straightforward in terms of noticeable figures. Wellesley is there. There he is, just over there. And it's not going to take too long to play. I've set it all up, so probably in the evening, an hour this evening to play through. And what I'll do is, because Command Colors isn't really a turn-based game as such, I'll keep playing the game, and until something happens, I'll stop and talk about it, talk about the mechanics as well, etc., etc. I am playing the game solo. I think Command Colors is perfectly soloable in my opinion, but it's not. You're playing both. I'm playing both sides. Some people like to play it solo, where you're sort of playing one side against the other. That's not how I like to do it. I like to play both sides equally and just see what happens, see how the battle unfolds, the narrative that takes part. That's how I enjoy playing Command Colors. So yeah, with no further ado, I'll play a little bit and then we'll stop and I'll talk about what's going on. So far, the Portuguese, enraged with the French tenacity, have pushed down this side of the board. They engaged with some French light cavalry here, who met out on the field to meet them, and they successfully defeated them or pushed them back. The French light cavalry were fleeing up to this hill here, but will be supported by this line unit here. In the centre, the British and the Portuguese are starting to make their way across the battlefield, moved into the woods, and these woods here as well. On this side of the board, the British, I'll move around the camera, the British are moving across the river. The river is fordable, and the French have responded by moving some light cavalry on this side of the board and some line infantry here to try and halt them. French in the centre are holding position. The British are just a little bit out of range of well, I think they're in range actually of their guns, but they haven't been activated yet to use them. So we'll play some more cards and see if they can see what can happen in the middle. I certainly think on the left hand side of the board, Portuguese pushing very hard to get that objective hill location, and this side the British as well. So yeah, do a bit more. So some quite interesting developments on this side of the battlefield here, the right hand flank as we're looking at the camera. The British have been able to progress down the riverbed we'll call it, or that's a fordable river anyway. The French tried to cavalry charge with their light cavalry, but the British were able to form a square and defend and bounce the light cavalry back. They moved some horse with cannon, with artillery up here onto this hill, no doubt hoping to wreak havoc on this French unit here. Centre, British have moved up the cannon into the woods, but generally speaking, there's been a bit of artillery backwards and forwards, but nothing of any note. But on this side of the battlefield, on the left-hand side here, the unit here, the Portuguese unit here, valiantly tried to charge and take this hill, the objective hill, did suffer some casualties on the French side. The French were able to repel them and push them back. French counterattacked, and the cavalry with the leader chose to sort of retire out away from that combat. So a bit of casualties on both sides. On this left-hand side, Portuguese moving up their infantry to come and support. Probably now retire the cavalry and let us see if the infantry can finish the job. We'll see. The French valiantly holding on. And this side, yeah, still up for grabs, I feel, on the right-hand side. So, yeah, it's already, only, been playing the game for a little while. Already sort of come into quite a lot of action already, which is what this game really excels at. It's quite quick to get into the battle, as it were. So, interestingly, in terms of the mechanics, I do like both the forming of the square. Like I said in previous videos, for a game where you can form squares but you can't form columns or lines, but I still do like the fact you can form squares. I think it works quite well, quite simple. And I do like the option for the cavalry to retire away from melee combat and being, in certain circumstances. I like that as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some more cards and seeing how this transpires. So now on the right side, the French have taken a bit of a hammering. This unit here, some significant losses there. The leader's still okay though, but only just. So they're going to need to, if they can, retreat back maybe to this town hex here. And the British forces are making good on moving down. They did take some losses here with this unit here, who are still in a square. In the centre, the British tried to move across this open ground and paid the penalty, shall we say, in particular at the hands of the French light unit there. Took quite a few casualties, but managed to just stay in the woods. But certainly, that's massively reduced now. And then on the left-hand side, as we move around the camera, the Portuguese forces here again repelled. French managing to hold on to this left flank here. So left flank holding, French holding the centre, and just about holding the right, but certainly the right's looking quite delicate. But depending on the cards, maybe in some dice roll, maybe the British and their allies can make good on this left side. Need to get these two units up here, and then if the British can on the right side, which I feel is probably the British best tactic on the right hand side here, is push these units out and then start to just come in, take these victory points at the bottom of the map if they can. We'll see. The Portuguese have pushed quite hard on this side of the board, but the French incredibly successful at repelling them. And we've got a line unit here, it's down to one block, we'll call it. And these light unit here, they pushed down across the board here, and again were repelled successfully by the French. French doing an incredible job of holding on to this area here. However, on the far right, if we look at the board here, the French have taken some casualties and have lost one of their infantry units that were positioned in this town here. Come under incredible fire from this line unit here, and as a result, the British do have a victory banner for that victory there. So the British hopefully are going to make good on this right hand side and move down across the board in time. There has been some exchange of artillery fire in the centre, but so far very ineffective. Definitely the game has been currently a game of the two flanks. Nothing much happening in the centre. And the British need to push on the right. Portuguese need to have another crack at the left here, because the French only have a small amount of light horse here and line infantry here, although the Portuguese numbers are dwindling, but they still have this unit here of the line. So, and then maybe the British need to really push in the centre, and then hopefully the French can hold on and just defend their point. We'll see. So now the British are making good on this right flank. As we can see, they've pushed the French out, had some very good die rolls, some good cards for them. French have responded though, and have inflicted some casualties on this unit here in particular, and this unit here. This unit took a brave crack at those light French cavalry horse unit, but to no avail, and the French successfully pushed them back. On this side of the battle, Portuguese have made good and taken this hill here, and the French light cavalry retired into the village area here. However, the French were able to finally defeat one of the Portuguese line units that was around here, and have a victory banner. So at the minute, both sides have one victory banner. However, I would say, probably in fairness, the battle is definitely moving in favour of the Allies, the British and the Portuguese. But if the French can just hold on, if they can successfully hold the two victory hexes, that will help them. And there are a couple of weaker units here, but they've both retired into these woods. And the French would have to go out and meet them in combat, and that's probably what the British would be hoping to do, get the French off this hill line here, which the French are stubbornly refusing to do at the minute. All the better for them. So yeah, we'll do some more cards and see if the British can make good on this side and push this side, and see if the French can just hold on. So quite a frustrating element of the battle for the British. The Portuguese have been repelled on this side completely, and in doing so, the French defeated the Portuguese line unit that were at this hill and got themselves a victory banner. The British, however, were able, the British were able to defeat the French foot artillery on the hills, and a victory banner ensued for that. But really, this side of the battle, the British have tried a couple of times, but always been repelled by the French. The French are just holding on to this hill line here, valiantly holding on to that, and stopping the British making the progress that they would want to, ideally, on this side of the battlefield. So both sides have two victory banners. Looking at the battle, you would say certainly the right-hand side looks in favour of the British, but they're getting bogged down. They haven't been able to get the cards to be able to manoeuvre up their troops in the battlefield. As I'm imagining this, maybe there's a bit of confusion in the orders, or maybe there's a reluctance for the British to attack, seeing some of the units being repelled and pushed back, for example. The French desperately holding on, especially to this area here, and they do have some distance, but the French don't have any artillery now, so that's put them at a quite significant disadvantage. So yeah, we'll see. So as we can see here, the French have massively been able to repel the British forces and their allies. And in doing so, they've earned themselves 2 more victory banners. So the victory banners to the French are 4, 2 to the British. So the French have only got to get 1 more, and there's this unit here on its own with just 1 block left. So that's going to be quite an easy, tempting target. Now the reason for this is the British pushed really hard to try and take some of this part of the map and failed to do so. French bravely repelling them at every opportunity. British also tried to push the light cavalry here, the horse, and were unable to do so. So the French have been able to repel every single attempt that the British have made on this natural defensive position. They've done a brilliant job of being able to hold on to it. So I can see how, with only 1 victory banner to get, and it is the British turn next. So the British need to get a card so they can remove this unit and hopefully keep it alive to protect it, so that the French don't get that last victory. What do they require? We shall see. So the French were able to grasp a victory from the jaws of defeat. At one point I thought the French were definitely done for and the British were going to win, but no, French were able to wrestle victory. And they did so by basically eliminating the last unit here, as I thought they might, with some good-looking dice rolls for them. Fortune favours the brave sometimes. The British unable to really do anything much. The British did in the end remove another unit, French. So the victory banner totals for today's game: 5 for the French, 3 for the British and their allies. The French valiantly defending both the objective hexes here and here, just here, and therefore winning the game admirably, I would say. Now, this is the first position. It's called French first position in the scenario book. There is a French second position from the same battle a bit later. So it's the same day, 17th of August, 1808. I shall play that next. That will be the next scenario that I pick from the scenario book. When I get to the table, I'm very much looking forward to that and seeing if maybe the British and Allies can perform a little better than they have done in this game. We shall see. Let the cards and the dice decide. I feel very I enjoyed this game very much. It's an easygoing Napoleonics war game. As I've said, playing this game again, it's definitely a little bit more involving than some of the other Command and Colors games. It's because each particular unit, there's quite a few different stats, and I found myself referring to the reference guides quite a lot through the game, which I enjoy. I enjoy, the more. I always think Command and Colors Ancients is probably the most straightforward in some respects. Maybe Memoir 44, the base game Memoir 44 is really, but I have covered quite a few different games in the Command and Colors range, so please check them out on my channel. If you've played this particular scenario, always interested to hear how your playthrough went and any other thoughts about the game or the series, etc. Please comment in the comment section. And thank you for watching. As always, take care. Thank you.